The moment the amount of money in your bank account crosses a certain line, your bank starts watching you on behalf of the federal government, and it is legally forbidden from telling you it is happening.
There is a dollar figure that triggers an automatic report to a federal agency most people have never heard of. There is a second report that has no dollar figure at all and can be filed on a withdrawal as small as a few $100s. And there is a brand new reason banks are now pulling seniors into a back office and freezing their own money for up to 15 business days. None of it is explained to you when you open the account, and none of it is on the statement you get in the mail. Here is the part that catches good people. For almost everyone watching, the report itself is harmless. It is routine paperwork that goes nowhere. The thing that destroys retirees is what they do the moment they find out the rule exists. Because the instinct that feels the safest is the one that can turn your own legal savings into a federal investigation. What I am going to walk you through are 7 things about your own bank account that the system will never sit you down and explain. Every one of them is real. Every one of them is happening right now in 2026, and the last one is the quiet mistake that costs families more money than all the others combined, and almost nobody sees it coming. Stay with me to the end because the final move I am going to give you takes about 10 minutes, and it protects everything you have worked your whole life to save. Number 1 is the $10,000 rule, and you need to understand what it actually is before you can stop being afraid of it. Under a law called the Bank Secrecy Act, which has been on the books since 1970, every bank and every credit union in this country is required to file a report any time you deposit or withdraw more than $10,000 in cash in a single day. That report is called a currency transaction report, and it does not go to the IRS. It goes to a bureau inside the Treasury Department called the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Your bank files it, not you. You do not sign anything, you do not fill anything out, and you will probably never know it happened. The bank has 15 days to send it in, and it keeps a record of it for 5 years. This happens millions of times every year, and the overwhelming majority of those reports go absolutely nowhere. Nobody calls you, nobody knocks on your door, nobody freezes anything. A currency transaction report is not an accusation, and it is not an audit. It is a piece of routine paperwork. If you sell a car for $12,000 in cash and you walk it into the bank and deposit the whole thing, a report gets filed and nothing happens to you. I need you to hold on to that fact because the next thing I'm going to tell you is where people walk straight into a trap. Number 2 is the single most dangerous mistake a retiree can make with their own money, and it has a name. When most people hear about the $10,000 rule for the first time, they think the same thing. They think, well, I will just deposit $9,000, or I will break it up and bring in a few thousand at a time across the week. That decision to deliberately keep your deposits under the line is called structuring. And under federal law, Title 31 of the United States Code, Section 5324, structuring is a felony. Not a fine, not a warning letter, a federal crime. And here is the cruel part. The money does not have to be dirty. You do not have to be hiding anything. If every dollar is clean, legally earned, legally inherited, legally gifted to you by your own children, and you simply break it into smaller pieces to avoid the report, you have committed the offense. The penalty can be up to 5 years in federal prison and fines up to $250,000, and the government can seize the entire amount through a process that does not even require them to charge you with a crime. There are documented cases of small business owners and widows and ordinary retirees who had their life savings taken by the government, even though the money was completely legal, simply because their deposits looked like a pattern. The rule that protects you is simple. Deposit your money all at once, every dollar of it, and keep a record of where it came from. Never break it up to stay under a number, because the act of trying to stay under the number is the only thing that turns honest money into a federal case. Number 3 is the report that has no limit at all, and most people have never heard of it. On top of the $10,000 report, there is a second one called a suspicious activity report, and this one has no minimum. There is no floor. A bank can file a suspicious activity report on a transaction of $500, $200, any amount, if the behavior looks unusual to the software that watches every account. And it is a federal crime for a bank employee to tell you that one has been filed against you. So you could be flagged this week and have no way of ever knowing.
What sets it off is not the size of the money. It is a change in your normal pattern. If you have taken out $300 a week for 15 years and you suddenly ask for $8,000 to pay a contractor, the system flags the deviation. It does not know you are putting on a new roof. It does not care. It flags anything that looks different from your history. Anything that looks like the round numbers people use when they are trying to stay under the line. And any large deposit that does not match what the bank knows about your income. This is exactly why you never want to walk in with an unexpected pile of cash and no explanation. Bring the paperwork that proves where it came from, and the flag quietly resolves itself.